Yeah, he did. There's a lot of things y'all ain't heard because I don't really do too much talking, but they gonna get it today. The whole thing was Pac took up for us. You know what I mean? Because they had a show at the Gund Arena downtown Cleveland where the Cleveland Cavaliers play. And because of all the riff about what was going on with Eazy E, Nick said we couldn't come to the show and Bone wasn't invited. So that started a frenzy around the city. Like, what, Nick? We about to push up. And I did push up there. Another story is that night we was going down there to handle business, Cleveland style business, right? This our city, ain't no nigga gonna say what we can and can't do. So we was going down there, just so happened, we like 4 or 5 cars deep on the way down to the concert. It's gonna be peace or it ain't gonna be peace. We really wanna see Tupac though, right? So Wish, DJ Ice, Flesh, all these niggas get pulled over. They go to jail, all kind of pistols and shit in the car. I ain't get pulled over. My nigga Boogie Night was with me. Me and Boogie Night get backstage. Long story short, I end up backstage. And Suge said like he was, you know, he big bro, he trying to chastise a nigga. Like, man, we ain't got no problem with y'all. I'm like, nigga, we ain't got no problem with y'all. And when it started getting heated, Pac diffused that thing like, no, these my little niggas. So Pac, that argument wasn't between them two. That was an argument because Pac wasn't gonna let, Pac understood how we felt about our city. And he was a real nigga like that, so he diffused the situation. It didn't get too out of hand. I don't be paying no attention to that. I don't know. The Beanie, look, but let me say this though. The Beanie on Fire, it was a lot of niggas took that like, some LA niggas took that like we was being disrespectful. We was burning the dog and all that shit. But that was just a poor ass job of effects. Cause we put the hats on, it was supposed to look like our afros was on fire. And when we got the video back, that's how that shit came back. So whoever had a feeling about that was so remedial, so goddamn misdemeanor to me that I'm like, I never really paid attention to that shit. I mean, you know what I mean? You want something to handle, this nigga got all these millions. Like, hey man, if you just run up on stage, I'll give you 10,000. But as we see, it didn't happen. So that's all, that's the end of that story.
We had several conversations with Death Row, like a lot of things were said, mentioned in songs, you know, we would see him in traffic sometime, a lot of verbal confrontations, nothing really physical ever jumped off, but it was like, you know what I'm saying, it was known, it was like a little beef, you know what I'm saying, because it was like, Eazy told us not to get into the beef, but it was like, bro, if we would shoot, what you expect us to do? Just like, allow we in this beef? Like, it was like we ride, and you know, and they knew that, you know what I'm saying? They knew that because like we used to be with BG Knockout a lot, you know what I'm saying? And they knew we was affiliated with them. You know, and they made a comment one time when they said, fuck BG Knockout, man, nigga down with it. And we took that personally, you know what I'm saying? And I talk to the rebel about that all the time. Now we sit back and joke about all this stuff, but we are homies and like brothers, you know what I'm saying? But it was back then, it was, you know, luckily it never like elevated because we would have never been like able to be cool like we is today, you know what I'm saying? But like if it would have elevated to what it could have, because we wasn't backing down and they wasn't backing down. Like, so it was like, and we talk about that all the time, like we glad it never escalated to nothing. Because now, like, they're my dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like we rock with them all the time. It was definitely known inside both camps that there was no love for Bone like that at the time. They told us that he had called a meeting one time and told everybody to look at our videos, right? And one of us was wearing a Georgetown like Bulldogs beanie, and it was like, you know what I'm saying, but we had like a New York Yankee, we had like different, the whole thing of the thing, the director told us, put the beanies on because the special effects is gonna make the beanies look like afro. It's gonna make your afros look like fire. But I guess this nigga didn't know what he was doing and he just had a little passion. patching the hat like on fire. You know what I'm saying? And they took it as a form of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what somebody told me. Like when we was at the Source Awards, they told me that it was like they was gonna pay somebody $10,000 to run up there with and swing on y'all with a cane. Yeah, somebody told me. It was a lot of beef going on back then. I just remember that Source Awards being very intense. It was like we, man, it was wild. Like for real. Jungle. For real. No, because it wasn't just us that had beef. You know that Death Row was beefing with New York at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was that tension up in there was like, it was crazy. Like it was, you felt it. It was thick.
I don't know about niggas putting their hands on Eazy E. I doubt that because he was really built like a tank and hard to hit. We used to wrestle with this little strong ass nigga. So I don't know about nobody just putting their hands on him and trying to take it, but maybe, set a meeting up and try to set a railroad in a meeting with some pistols or something. Maybe that might sound a little more accurate. And then he's smart enough to get the fuck out of there and go, like, okay, now we got a problem. But I don't think he was dumb enough to die in there if they had pistols drawn. And I don't think none of them niggas would have beat the shit out of Eazy E either it would have been some moving furniture. Some people would have been hurt because the little nigga was that. He was like that. I only knew Eazy E for 15 months. 15 months of my life, I was able to kick it with Eazy E. From what I gathered, wasn't no punk. He was that nigga from Compton. Everybody respected him. They still respect, man. Let me tell you something. It's a little video out here. It's circulating. We all in the studio wrestling and all that shit. Him and Busy got each other up in the airplane. I'm like, get him, B. I'm like, get him, E. But we playing though. But you could tell if a nigga got hands or not. Yeah, he was smooth. He knew how to maneuver. He was low to the ground.
Come on, Brian, bro. Still got something to say. Let me hit that cigarette. Uh-oh, let's get it on tape. Get him up, big. Get him up, baby.
Go ahead, get him on. Get your rib shot.
Hey, man, you gotta stop playing, man. This niggas be wanting to fuck you up, man. Oh, he hard shit. He was hard. He been listening to your CD, man. Feel Froggy's motherfucker Lee.
Hey, you don't follow me around like that, man. I be getting nervous.
We finna bust some little shit for y'all.